Hello everyone, how's everyone doing? So I've got these Kiridashis here, and I've got a little bit of interest in them, so I thought I'd do this video. You can see the dimensions of the Kiridashis against the ruler, and I'll put additional details or any corrections will be in the annotations as well as the comments below. For example, I guess I should have done my homework and prepared myself. I don't remember the thickness of all these different steels. It's varying thicknesses. I also believe that all these steels, up until here, all these are 3V. This one is 440C, AEB-L, AEB-L, and again, 3V. Definitely sure about these two. Not too sure about that one. And sure about the 3V ones. Okay. The thicknesses range from a thin, I think it's a 0.11, another AEB-L here, about a 0.11 inches thick, to a hefty 1/4 inch. So they all vary. This might be a 1/4 inch or just under a 1/4 inch, 0.22, 0.22. They all have different finishes. They all have different finishes, and they all have different design types. There really is no optimal design. It all depends on how you use it. Rather than do pictures, I thought it'd be more informative if I put them in my hand. I've got a large size hand, and hopefully we can get a good look at the finish. Gives it a little bit of texture. 3V is a good steel for rust corrosion. Alright, it's got a little hole there where you can put a lanyard hold and tie it around a finger or add some thickness to it. And these are typical EDC wood carving tools in Japan. Here's a variation of the design. This is for, better security here. You can see how it fits. Maybe I should zoom in a little bit. Hopefully I'm in focus. Alright, let's take a look at the spine on this one again. So we have here is etched in ferrochloride acid, so it's a forced patina, but then the forced patina was removed when I gave it this texture, which I call Arctic Frost. This is the original milled finished, and also with the forced patina. They all come in razor sharp. 3V has a slight reddish color, reddish brown color when it's heat treated. So I left that color on. It will also would be considered a forced patina or a patina, meaning that it resists rust better than just the bare steel. And what's interesting about this one, it has 2 bevels. A little tricky to do. No functional purpose other than just artistic value, just showing off the ability to put 2 bevels on the blade. Here we have another one, slightly smaller, with a single bevel. Prices are going to range, so contact me which one you want. I think the cheapest one would be $75 plus shipping. The most expensive one, $150. What would the difference be? Double bevel is more challenging. I could ruin the knife doing that. So those, a few bucks extra. A lot more work in giving it the textured finish rather than the milled finish. There's no work done at all, so obviously this one would be less. In this case here, it still has some of the red scale, but I removed the flat, if you will. I hit it to remove the flats, remove the scale, and kind of gave it this kind of a look. Hopefully I'm in focus. Let's see what it looks like in my hand. Okay, maybe you can hold it this way. Alright. Here it's got the rock pattern finish. And beveled. Double bevel. And the rock pattern finish here has 2-tone. So the darker half, if you will, the bottom half, has a rock pattern finish dark, but the shiny part with the secondary bevel, you can see that the rock pattern is not etched. So, I don't know, it's going for a slightly artistic flavor here. The rock pattern does give it a little more grip. Also reduces the weight by a little bit. Then we have maybe more traditional style with this, with the flow, with the style. Force patina again with the etching. Only the edge has the patina removed, and I had to when you sharpen the blade. It's slightly longer, so different balance. You can see the thickness here. And just to state the obvious, when you have a thin piece of steel with a high bevel, then you know it's ground really thick. Same thickness, and the bevel is shorter, it's ground thicker. So this has got a much thinner profile, a thicker profile. This one would be stronger. This one would be sharper. Similar again, but this time I put a little bit of detail in the actual edge. Let me see if I can get this to focus. Sorry about the shaky camera. There you go. It's a little difficult taking one of the existing blades and then making it look like another one. So it would be very difficult to take this one and make it look like that after I've finished it. Okay, this one is interesting. This one I would say 3V steel. It's a good size. It's got a lot of extra work and detail. Let me just make sure that it's in focus. It's got the fancier edge, a little footprint there at the tip of the edge in the far left. And what is challenging about this one is making this spine. This texture spine, which goes all the way around. It's done by hand. It's done by hand, so it's not going to be flawless. So I want to make sure you see that and understand that. And not easily done. All the knives here are done by hand. This is not easily done. So I would say this one would be, whoops, let's focus again. That one would be a little more money. Okay, this little one is interesting. Thought I would do one like this just for kicks. What's interesting about this one is convex on one side and flat on the other. You can see the footprints there, they're upside down. No footprints there. You can see this one is heavily convexed and flat ground on the other. Thought that'd be interesting. Smaller size. And then I think the last, well, this is 440C. This is a little chunkier. Okay, a little chunkier. Therefore the balance is a little better. See, the balance point is right there. Rock pattern, 440C. And you can it's obvious that it's got a slight distal taper towards the tip. So the tip will be nice and thin, but a little thicker there at the edge for that one. AEB-L, this one is not my favorite. It's a good steel, but this is so slippery. So perhaps a bad idea, and probably I'll let it go for less. AEB-L does not cost as much as 3V steel, but it's still a great steel. AEB-L is stainless. Thin, small, and it's slippery. It's highly polished. I'm not doing that again. Here's a better one, AEB-L. Nice and thin, nice and light. It's a good length. It fits the hand great. And this would be very sharp because of the bevel, and because of the thickness of the thinness of the steel. So let's take a close-up of that. And then the last one here, I'll probably let it go for not too much. I don't know yet. Just contact me which one. And that's because I tried to engrave a dinosaur footprint, my logo. And I'm happy with it, but it's no artistic carving. Tanto design. Okay, it's a small little knife, and you can just, you know, I guess you could look at the picture and you can tell the size of the bevels. Okay, so that's what I have. One last look. And to all, have a good knife. Bye now.